going to talk a little bit about the Minicapt Mobile and the compressed gas setup today. So here's our Minicapt Mobile, the active air sampler, and here's the compressed gas sampling kit. So how we're going to start, we're going to remove the atrium from the Minicapt Mobile. We're going to replace it with the stainless steel atrium from the compressed gas kit. They are very similar. The only difference between these two heads is that the compressed gas kit is going to have an extra lip that allows for this top piece to stay with that. So I'm placing my atrium on. Place the compressed gas kit on top. This is our HEPA filter. This allows any excess gas that's coming into the room to be filtered so we're not contaminating the area. I have my compressed gas line going into the instrument. On the side of the Minicapt Mobile is where I'm going to connect this compressed gas kit. There is the 3-prong connection that goes inside of this with the 3-prong that simply screws on. And then I have the air tubing that goes in the back so that completely connected. So now I'm going to do a setup. To do that, I'm going to turn on my gas. I want to make sure that my gas is turned on before setting the instrument up. So this is the Minicapt Mobile. You can see we can do our volume, start, delay, interval, pauses, or compressed gas mode. For this application, you're going to make sure that compressed gas mode is always touched. If that button is not checked, you're not going to be able to sample compressed gas and you're going to have a warning alarm. So to set this up, you're going to hit these 6 squares over here. That's your setup. It says setup. You're going to touch that setup and you're going to go 1 screen over to pressure settings. So I'll make sure that the compressed gas is coming into the instrument now. I'm going to hit pressure settings and immediately you hear a click. And what you can see, typically you'll hear the instrument straining, you'll hear the gas not going in very well, you'll have negative numbers in the pascals. As you turn the dial, you see that the numbers start to change. They're still in the red, but they're getting higher. And then when you get in the yellow, it means you're very close. What you're looking for are numbers that are white. Oh, we had one. Now if you go too far, you're going to go back into the yellow and you're going to go back into the red. So it's a very slow process. You turn this very slowly. And then when you get where you need to be, you can turn this screw. Sorry, I just hit the bar. There's a little screw right here behind the bar. Tighten that so that this piece does not move any longer. You can see that the pascals are staying about steady. Now I'm going to hit the red X button. I'm going to put my plate in, so I'm going to take my sample now. So I'm going to lift off the top. I'm going to put my standard auger plate inside. Take the lid off. I'm going to put everything back on top. Make sure it's secure. And you can go back home. Make sure that your recipe that you wanted to have is set in there with all the components. Make sure your compressed gas kit mode is pressed and you can start your sample. You'll hear that solenoid start again and you're sampling. You'll hear the critical orifice open and you'll hear the gas go into the instrument and you're sampling. So as you can see, we're at 96% of the sampling, 97% of the sampling. When we reach 1,000 liters, the sample will be complete. And we're just going to have this finish up. There's a faint sound. I don't have the instrument turned all the way up, but there's a sound that lets you know that the sampling is complete, and it brings it up to this data. Tells you the area, the location. If I had a comment in there, which I could put a plate number or a lot number in the comment. I had it for volume, the total time sampled, the total volume sampled, and any warnings and alarms that happened during the sampling. So now what I would do is I'm going to take this top off. I'm going to cover my plate, and I have my auger plate, and you can see the star pattern from the star-shaped atrium on my plate. And I'll take this to QC and I will incubate. See, and it's incubated and your results are read from that plate. For any questions, please contact us at pmeasuring.com. Thank you.